As the drivers begin to climb into their cars down on the grid, the excitement is really building at this magnificent circuit. We're just about ready to go racing for today's Formula One Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of around 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill of turn 3. As the drivers...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, you guessed it. We're back. Southern Cross Racing, excuse me. I've got Bender in me here. Yes, welcome. I'm flying solo this week. Of course, yes, no Chazza. And just welcoming a few boys in chat. Sorry about that. Was dealing with a few things in the background as we welcome Urban Scyther. Long time no see, mate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Salmon's in there as well. Glad you like it, boys. Howsy, of course. Good old Lefty. And yes, well, the middleman... the middleman doesn't like that one, of course. Yes, we'll call him the missing man, but nevertheless, we will push on. Big cheerio to you, Chaz. But yes, we have Austria, of course, the Red Bull Ring. 19 runners, of course. Missing one, of course, Brian Bromley. Unfortunately, missing him due to his family matters. We do hope things work out for him, of course. And, of course, Jazz Blue Cat. A big cheerio to Jazz and his dad. Just get these out of the way, of course. Yes, absolutely, Jazz. His father's going through a bit of a rough time at the moment, and we do send our very best to him. of course. And who is that? Is that Black Moon? That red is shocking to read on my screen. But yes, welcome Moondog, of course. Yes, the admin of the league. But we'll press on. These are volumes. I'm just going to check them in the background. I'm flying solo, so just bear with me, folks. Just want to make sure everything's running okay. Yes, absolutely it is. And yeah, sorry about that, folks. Yes, of course, let's just bring up all of these details so I know what I'm doing. And who are we watching at the moment? Currently watching Nat Hammer, of course. And yes, he was, well, the first cab of the rank last week in the comms box, given the driver perspective. And there is the Pills, of course. Where's Chazza? Well, Chazza's prior engagement. He won't be here next week either. So yeah, I did reach out to you, Pills. The opportunity's there, still is there, mate. You can join in anytime you like. But yeah, nevertheless, you're probably working. But yeah, Nat is gonna set himself off, of course. We'll just bring these all up. Bit of a distraction here, folks. Just getting used to these, of course. I think he is the furthest along and unfortunately has invalidated. Jono J07, one of the new kids on the block, of course. And we do welcome Mozza on debut, absolutely, yes, in the reserve car. We'll get to him in a little bit. He is currently in the pit lane, of course. Very early doors in Q1. Very soon, folks, we will be following the real life calendar, of course. We will be running a week behind them. Of course, we're running on a Friday these days, and we just didn't want to go ahead and sort of preempt what was going on, and gave us something else to talk about, of course, as well. But yeah, currently watching Jono J07. This guy is improving week in, week out, absolutely doing a phenomenal job. That is Falcon Racing. And yes, he is a Group 4 driver. Let's just see. Oh, unfortunate for the man invalidated on that last corner. We'll flick down to Striker, of course. Mr. Consistent is Striker. Coca-Cola livery is that one. And yeah, doing a phenomenal job. So far, so good is the Striker. Yeah, first season, first time out with us. And oh, well, I'll tell you what, boys, just getting their eye in very early doors. The Bopton's gone to no traction. And don't make me over. Well, mate, hey, you can, yeah, well, oh no, yeah, might lag out a little bit there, Pills. Oh, what a bummer. As how's he sharing the love? Salmon's crossed the line with a 1 minute 4 point. Well, there you go. That's a sign I have ever seen one. 6:66. What is that telling us? As well, that's a great time for a first lap out there. Of course, let me just grab a drink of water, folks. Striker, yeah, there he is there. He's having another crack, is he? Yes, he certainly is. And, well, he's got a bit of traffic in front of him. Who is that? I dare say they're on a lap as well. So that's going to hurt him a little bit. Who is that? Is that? Certainly not Verks. Not too sure who that is, of course. But yes, there is JC, Group 1 driver heading out there on an outlap, of course. Flick down to orange, of course, just invalidated. Well, there you go. That last corner is a bit of a doozy. But all for nothing at the moment, of course, folks. Very early doors in quali. 13 minutes, roughly there and thereabouts. That is, oh, there you go. Oh, no, no, no. And then he's orange losing the rear, and around he goes, turn one, unfortunately. And, oh, dear, that was quick. Jesus, that was quick. The stewards have gone slap. Jesus. All right, so, well, I'll tell you what, folks. This is probably as good a time as ever. I've got, well, a driver in my ear. I speak of none other than the old footy Bender. A bit of a driver perspective. He's just let me know he's coming out out of the garage, and I'll just bring up these as well. And, well, Bender, let's just cross to Bender. Whereabouts are you, Bender? Welcome to the commentary box, mate. Yeah.
But just have to be careful, really, out here.
Yeah, absolutely, you do, mate. Of course, and well, the creator of the Pink Panther. That is what we are looking at. That livery, and Bender, you did surprise yourself. Of course, you couldn't believe you did something like that. But no, absolutely stunning car, and yeah, you're happy with that one, mate.
I'm pretty proud of it with the state I was in when I made it, you know, like, who wouldn't be, like, seeing doubles of everything when you're trying to make it, and surprisingly, it looked damn good too when I looked at it the next morning, so...
Well, there
I'm
you
not
go.
going to complain about it.
There's a bit of an insight. So, well, Bender's just getting himself all set. We're going to leave you alone, Bender, for now, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. We'll let you do a lap, of course, mate. So just get you. Yes, no problem at all. We'll flick up to Harass, who's just invalidated as well, going around again. JC, well, there you go. These boys got to get their eye in, of course. A 111, that's not representative at all. There is, well, excuse me. Well, I'm pretty sure you say it is middies. I think that's how you say it, folks. But yes, a new kid on the block. Great to have him here as a reserve, of course. Was wanting to be a full-time driver, but was going to miss the start of the season, unfortunately. But there he is there in the reserve livery. Well, I'll tell you what, that sunset on that car. Doesn't that look pretty special, folks? But where is Bender? Let's just keep an eye on this lad. There he is there in Sector 2. Just, oh, there we go. And I'm pretty sure this is just a banker lap for Bender, of course. Like I said, very early doors. No one is revealing their true hand. It's a bit of a procession. Bit of a procession, of course. Yes, the early part of qualifying here at Austria. Yeah, it's a very quick lap, of course, and all these boys are just sort of just warming to the occasion, of course, as you do, folks, as you do. As well, Will Spender is not chatting with us at the moment. Let's just see where he is, of course, still out there, and well, there he sets a 1 minute 9.9. Yeah, 1 minute 9.442. And absolutely, that was a banker. We'll just bring this up again because Bender, we'll just get you off here there, mate. Banker lap was that?
Yep, that's all that was.
Yep, absolutely, mate. So, just getting your eye in, how did it feel?
It felt pretty good considering this is my, third week on no traction, no nothing on a controller, so...
Yeah, doing well.
It's considering pretty well, just a few adjustments every week to every setup that I originally had, just to counterpart to having the no traction on there, so...
Yep. No, you're doing well at it, mate, of course. Just a little bit of an art, but, yeah, you stick at it like anything, mate, and you, comes off very, very well, of course. Doing a phenomenal job, you, and of course, a few others have ventured that way as well, which is fantastic. As, well, there is the orange man. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there, brother. But I will reach out to you after this one, mate. I think I've got something for you there, the orange man. I only discovered the other day, so might help you out there, mate. But yeah, very, very finicky at the moment there, the orange, of course. Just the rear end there, and very easy to do, of course. I mean, we've all done it there, and well, yes, orange sitting this quality session out to start the Grand Prix in 19th. Raced across the line before, as we did see, a 1 minute 6.732. As I flick down to striker, we're about to see, there he is there, going through the turn 10 at the moment. And, just keeps it in within those white lines. And what did he set at 1 minute 5.1. So, yeah, P5 for now. As, as you see, just warming to the occasion. Mr. Housey, well, that is Lamborghini F1. The creator of that bad boy is the Housey. And, well, of course, the creator of the reserve livery as well. And, well, absolutely loves it. And, well, it's a great thing. Great tradition we've got. Housey always creates the reserve car and does a phenomenal job as well. But he's just prepping himself nicely, just for a banker as well. Yet to set a time. Blue Dog out there as well, doing the same thing on an outlap. But there is Nat, of course, yes. Yet to set one as well. And as we did say, plenty of time left in this session. Bender in the pit lane, of course, and we'll probably just waiting, just chilling out at the moment, and we'll let him be. We'll cross to him in just probably good times, any. Across to you right now, Bender. Oh, he's not there.
Hey mate, sorry, I just got distracted for a second then.
That's
sorry.
all right, buddy. No worries. In the garage, just chilling out, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, just chilling out. Just might play around with certain little things I can just to get a little bit more front grip because it's sliding a little bit more than what I like.
Yep.
But it is driving a bit more because I'm starting to learn to put in a higher gear, being on the controller and all. I need it to be a bit higher than normal.
Yeah.
also just fooling around with it being like, what would you call it? How could you call it? Being like a Melbourne or Brisbane port house, let's just say it that way. Playing around to find the right method.
Fair enough, mate. Just, yes,
To try it out. That's the best way I can put it.
Well, fair enough, mate. Just doing your thing. And,
Exactly.
Yeah,
just fucking around and see what happens.
That's in, of course. Well, Scotty doing a great job, as always. There he is there in the Jack Daniels livery. And who was that? I do apologise, folks, but it's very early doors. This quali session is going to heat up a bit later on, of course. Salmon's there. He is, unlucky last week. I dare say he wants a good one here, and so far so good from the man. Currently P2 with a 1 minute 4.377. Very, very good from the man. Of course, Group 2 driver here at SXR. JC right behind him there. But yeah, as I did say, these laps are going to tumble. And there you go, Vert. Looking at 1 minute 3.830. And, well, this lap just keeps getting quicker and quicker and quicker, doesn't he? Fantastic job from the Verkster. Absolutely stunning from him. Last, well, I'll tell you what, as a reserve, has not missed. And, yeah, just that lead of the field at the moment. Doing a really, really good job. So I'll get rid of this job. Apologies. Excuse me. But yeah, there is Scotty, as I did touch on before. Johnny M4. Well, let's talk about Johnny. Driver of the day last week. Fantastic job from him. And come on, leaps and bounds on this game. Absolutely phenomenal. Was on the teetering of a Group 3, Group 4 driver a couple of games ago, of course. But now Group 2 and a well-deserved Group 2 driver, of course. And, as flick down to the blue dog, of course. There he is there. And another lad just wanting to get his eye in. A few of the boys did not touch the game 24. I do want to touch on that on a few times because, of course, yes, these boys are just warming up to the occasion, of course. We did have a bit of a break, and a lot of boys did slow down with their racing too, which is fair enough because it does get a bit long in the tooth sometimes. So fantastic. We're all back and just enjoying our racing and everyone warming to the occasion as we go. So no expectations. These boys are very good. It's clean, wheel-to-wheel racing. Hard, clean, fair is the motto here, and these boys are very good. There is Mozza. And what's he done so far, of course? So 1 minute 4.801 is the Mozza. P5 at the moment. And it looks like he's got a bit of that too. Yeah, he certainly is. Well, there you go. We're not going to harp on him too much. We'll have a look at his lap, of course. The only one out there at the moment on a lap. So I know he's not. Harass is too, but he's behind him, of course, in the Lamborghini livery. So that is the reserve beast. Mozza, very excited to get that one created and done. Yeah, absolutely stunning job. I think he's got everything on there. He certainly has got everything on there. Very good from the Mozza as he comes around turn 9 now. Just be careful, his turn 10. Well, we don't want to put his name on himself, of course, as keeps it well within those lines. Well, there's plenty of time left out there on that one, I reckon. But beats his time, but 1 minute 4.459. And, very, very good from you, Moz. Fantastic. P4 for now. As we'll flick down to Harass, because he's one second up on his previous best is the Harass. And, turn 10. Very easy to run that out wide. But, look, another one with plenty of time to gain through that last one. But smashes his previous best. The 1 minute 5.6 is from the Harass, of course. And Jono J07 just starting a lap. I do believe the Bender is out on an out lap and just leaving the pit lane. So, good time as any to flick to him now. I'll have a look at that track, mate. We'll have a quick chat with the Bender, of course, because these laps are going to come in quick and fast. So Bender out there now, and of course it's now or never, mate.
Well, that's true. Either go hard or you might as well go to sleep, really.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And
otherwise, you've got no hope then.
Of course, and it's all about getting track position at the moment, of course. Very, very easy to sort of be caught up in dirty air around here, of course. There is Mozza lane. Who is that behind him?
It is very hard.
It certainly is. Excuse me, Bender. Jono J07 is on a flyer. We'll cross to you in a little bit, Bender. I do apologise. This is going to heat up, and we'll get to you in just a little bit. As I'll get rid of that. And, excuse me. Whoops, wrong one. And that one and that one. As Jono J07, there he is there. Is he going to beat his previous best? He did lose a bit of time there in that last couple of corners. Who's that behind him? Not too sure. That is the Pink Panther. That is the Bender there, starting his lap right about now. Housey, there he is there. Who is that other one? Is Harass? It certainly is Harass. And I've just missed the lap. Brad Tay, I dare say. No, it wasn't. Maybe Striker. And invalidated. There you go. So that's not what he wants. There's got to be time left. I dare say there is time left. He can get through there pretty quickly. Of course, a very short lap around here, averaging 1 minute 4, 1 minute 5s at the moment. But let's just have a look at Bopton, of course. Oh, there you go. Unfortunate. That'll make a red track map for the next one. I dare say it will. Will it? Will it? Will it? Oh, no, it's not. It's green. And there you go. He's got another chance to set another time. And let's see if he can improve on 6.493. Excuse me, as we'll flick to, oh, who was that? Johnny M4 beats his previous best with a 1 minute 5.561. P12 at the moment, probably not what he would like, of course. Say Striker, unfortunately, with a red track map. JC, whereabouts is he? In Sector 2 on a lap. Salmon's just starting a lap, of course, as Mitty's starting a lap as well. Where is Verk starting a lap? So, of course, they're all there and thereabouts, of course. So let's just get our bearings here, folks, as we might just stay with the Bender, of course. Yes, turn 9. He needs a good lap, does the Bender, of course. Out of position, well, not really out of position, but in at P14 currently. Can he better his... Oh, no, he cannot. What am I looking at? 1 minute 23. He's got time to go again. Jesus, it's the countdown clock. The countdown clock still can't happen. I'll tell you what. The old tricks, of course, and yes, there is Striker in Sector 1. Who is that? There is a Pink Panther. I dare say that is Bopton. It certainly is Bopton. Crossing the line now. He's not going to beat his previous best. Johnny M4, there he is there. Well slower than his previous best. No one is really improving. David with a 1 minute 5.378 as we'll flick up to Salmons. Is that Salmons? Oh, there you go. Another red track map. As these red track maps. This is not what the boys wanted. Just when it was all heating up for them, and yeah, not going according to plan. Striker out there at the moment, not improving according to that on his second sector. Was that Scotty? No, it wasn't. I just missed that lap. That was Fury. I do apologise, Fury. A 1 minute 4.7. No, 1 minute 4.9, my old eyes. Of course, P6 from the Fury, as we'll flick down to Striker, and yeah, crosses the line, does not improve, stays P7. Where is JC? There he is there. There is a couple more guys out on track, of course. There is Verk. We'll keep an eye on him. There's David as well, of course, a little bit further ahead. I'm going to miss that Pink Panther ahead. I think that may be Bopton, but there is David. Crosses the line with a 1 minute 5, does not improve. So there is Scotty, and let's just see, well, he's up on his previous best. Scotty definitely improving, absolutely is. There you go, whack with a 1 minute 4.608, throws himself up into P5 as, well, Verk, there he is, there he certainly is, and, well, he does not need to improve. That is qualifying done, and, well, Verk, I tell you what, mate, he's just clocking up these pole positions, isn't he? Doing a phenomenal job. As Bender in the background. Yes, we'll flick to you now, Bender, of course. Fantastic lap from the Verkster, but yes, Bender, sorry about that, mate. I do apologise, but those laps were coming in thick and fast.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised being that late in quali. And I screwed up the first corner like I normally would around here. You picked the best track to pick me to do this stuff, because it's penalty bloody galore, and you know what I'm like. I love these plays.
You have straightened up in the last few weeks, which is really good, mate. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. And well, the season is still very early. A lot of boys still finding their feet, including your good self. And well, we do look forward to having a chat with you a little bit later on in the season. Thank you very much, Bender. Much appreciated, mate.
No worries, buddy. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to do it again in a couple of weeks at a track that I feel good at, so that way I might be a bit confident.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Not a problem at all. All right, well,
cheers, buddy.
You go join your team, and yeah, we'll leave you be.
All right, good luck with doing the solo stuff.
Yeah,
I hope you don't lose your breath.
Well, I'll be right, mate. It's a good way to break myself back in, of course, yes.
Don't come close to me when you lose your breath. Go, I can't talk no more.
I'll be right.
I'm just going to laugh at you.
It's all good, mate. It's all good. So it's all part of it. So that's what we do. Anyway,
all right,
good luck,
buddy.
Bender.
I'll talk to you later on, eh?
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. And of course, yes, absolutely. Before I forget, Verk with the pole position. Verky, baby. Of course, as always, this is for you, mate.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
you go. Pole position for the Verk. And, well, there you go. 3 cherries in a row. Has the man done it? Has he done it or what? And, well, of course, no points for qualifying. And we'll just wait and see how this race progresses, of course. Very, well, hasn't even started. But who am I to predict, of course, yes. Well, he's been the class of the field of the last couple of rounds, hasn't he? And, well, very hard man to back against, of course. Missing Nick, unfortunately, yeah, just having some gremlins with the game at the moment on his PC and just couldn't get it right for the start of this one. So, yeah, just waiting for these boys. They're not too, they're going to wait a good couple of minutes. So just to give everybody that time to adjust what they've got to adjust accordingly for the race, of course. You can change a little bit of the front wing. You can do tyre pressures and fuel loads, of course. And, well, there you go. So that's what they'll be doing. And, yep, they seem to be all ready. So formation lap is on, folks, as we do welcome Chasey Dane. And good on you, mate, of course. And, well, I do apologise, folks. There was a couple of followers before we went off air last time. And I dare say it started from Sam. So we'll put that up. So, Sam, I think there's only one more after you. So thank you very much for your follow, mate. Much appreciated. And we'll flick to the next one, of course. Mad Mac Motorsport. I wonder if maybe it's another name change. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it might be. I don't know. But, yeah, it could be, I dare say. Yes, I'm very well, mate. Very, very well. And yourself, I hope you're well too. And, yes, nevertheless, we still love the racing. We're still big, big fans of the Formula One. And we'll put these tyres up for everybody to see what people are doing, of course. Of course, Fergie may be out there on pole position, starting on the medium. And probably very wise to, of course, but the boys on the hards, it's, tell you what, they're hard to fire up, of course, hence the name. And, well, the longevity of it, but yeah, very, very difficult to start this one on them. But if you can make it work, it will come off, pay off in spades, of course. Salmon's behind him, behind Middies. In P3 is the Salmons on the hard compound. Mozza there on debut. Middies on debut as well. I do apologise, Middies. I don't know what's going on with me tonight, of course. But, yeah, on debut as well. Phenomenal job from him as well. P2, well done. Well done on debut. I did know he had some speed about him. But, yeah, Mozza fantastic as well. Scotty in P5 doing Scotty things, of course, is what he does. JC there and thereabouts, as he always has been this whole season, starting on the medium. Nat Hammer, there he is in P7, of course, and Fury right behind him in P8. Striker P9, David in P10. Brad Tay, there he is there in Coca-Cola livery. Where is the Blue Dog? Well, I'll tell you what, they've got plenty of paddies to choose from these days. But I dare say Blue Dog will get himself back into shape. And those two almost as always. House in P12, Johnny M4 in P13. Barras in P14. Old footy bender in P15. There is the Bopton, his teammate in P16. Jono J07, 17th. The Blue Dog in 18th, and of course, Filthy. Let's just take it easy, boys, through this turn one, of course. Get rid of all that. And, well, it's a shocking angle. Give me something good. It's still the same old stuff. I can't see the lights. There we go. Fantastic. We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights. The lights are out, and I'll tell you what a launch from the Verk. That was huge if I've ever seen one. As we'll flick right up to the start. Absolutely, what a launch. That was huge. And look at the gap he's already got there to Scotty. I dare say that is, as I'll bring these up, of course. It's very hard to see who's where, of course. And there they are there. It's Verk, Middies, Scotty. There he is there. Scotty in P3. Mozza P4. JC up 1 in P5. And I'll get rid of this detail. See that. I don't want to see penalties either. We'll get rid of everything, of course, and we'll keep that on interval as I'll talk my way through this. And we'll get through this, folks. And Salmons, there he is there, of course. Well, I'll tell you what, the free Coca-Cola boys. Well, and as Fury just goes, no you don't, no you do not, as Fury, Team Jack Daniels is the Fury, of course, created that bad boy and doing a phenomenal job, of course, himself as well, just getting himself back into the form of racing as Blue Dog and Bender jostling for position. Have a look at this, as Bender's overcooked it a little bit, but tucks it in, and, well, manages to hold on to 14th, as we'll flick right back up to the top because JC is starting to hang on to the back of Mozza. Mozza is a little bit all over the joint there. Very, very loosey-goosey. Going out of 10. And well, Verk with a 1 minute 9.748. Fantastic from him. As we'll flick down to Johnny in 4. It looks like he's, oh, Jesus, a little bit too far back. Thinks better of it. And yeah, lives to fight another day. Bopton and Filthy. Filthy making his way through. Started P19, currently in P16. Having a look at the Bopton, of course, and they're all in that zone. Johnny in 4, hunting and hunting and hunting. Have a look at this. Salmons, Fury, Salmons. And, well, as you were, of course, 7th and 8th. And there you go, Fury around the outside. He's got the inside lane, of course. He's going to help him out a heap. You can't hang it out. And let's just see how confident Salmons is. Very, very good from Fury. That's showing his experience there, folks. Absolutely phenomenal from him. As we'll move our way further up, of course. Where is the next gap, of course? Yes, there is Nat Hammer sort of hanging onto the back of Mozza. I mean, of course, it's only lap 2 here, folks. And, well, we lose that harass in the pit lane already. Unfortunate. Bit of a nose change for the lad. And, well, last couple of weeks for him. Just very, very unlucky for the harass. Got caught up in a pit lane. Well, the game glitched, of course, as Burke continues to roll on with a 1 minute 7.847 as Johnny and Fortman have a look at this. He's hunting. He just can't get him. He just can't get him at the moment, of course. And well, let's just see. Let's just have a bit of a sneaky peek at what's going on here with the batteries. And, well, there you go. That explains it all, folks. We're not going to read that out. But, well, there you go. You can see that for yourselves at home. As, well, Salmons and Fury. This battle's going on and on and on. Isn't it fantastic? Fury would be loving it, but he'd be hating it at the same time. And I dare say Salmons will be too. This will go on for quite some time, I dare say, as we'll flip further down because who is that? That is Brad Tay. Brad Tay and Housey very much close together, of course, hanging on to this striker, Johnny M4. I tell you what, it's still very early doors, but gaps have stabilised, haven't they? As we'll flick further afield as JC's just creeping, isn't he, folks? As inside that still says he hasn't got the game. And, well, I didn't have, well, 24. Totally missed that one there myself, mate. But, yeah, decided to give this one back a go. And, well, so far so good. As JC does, well, Scotty very, very good coming out of 10, isn't he? As just pull out a few more tenths there on JC. Flick down to Johnny, he's just drift off a little bit as well. I tell you what, Fury getting a little bit there wrong as Bender, as he did predict himself, he would get some time penalties. And there he is there, out of sequence at the moment. John J07 is, well, there he is there in P16. Filthy Orange trying to make his way through, and there he's trying to make his way through. He's made his way through on Bopton. Up into P14 is, oh, there you go. Absolutely brilliant from the Filth, and moves his way up the field. We won't hang on to him too much, but great to see him progressing, of course. Mozza doing a fantastic job, and we haven't really touched on the two up front as, well, look at that. There you go. Minnie's just sort of hanging by himself a little bit, just keeping that gap, isn't he? He's trying to break the back. He's trying to break, well, Scotty's that DRS, and there it is, the 1 second. Is it still within there? And no, I think he's going to get it. I'm not too sure. That was bloody close. As, well, Minnie's doing a fantastic job in P2, and Scotty P3, stunning as always. JC up one from his starting position into P4, and Mozza down one, of course. And there he is there, still doing a great job. Nat Hammer in P6, the Coca-Cola driver, the Group 1 Coke, and the creator of that Bad Boys we did touch on last week, folks, as we'll flick further down to his teammate, Salmons. Well, I'll tell you what, Salmons, great driver, unbelievable drive last week, and we're not going to harp on it too much, but very unfortunate, and still picked up some points, but did not give up, and well, it's just credit to the man himself. As we'll flick down to Fury, of course. He's got his mirrors full of Johnny M4. This is Jack Daniels versus Falcon F1, of course. Falcon Racing, excuse me. And, yeah, that is the Falcon. That is the Jack Daniels. And that is a great heli shot. We'll get rid of that. And let's just enjoy this for a little bit, of course. Finally get a good shot. That is stunning, isn't it, folks? Oh, well, there you go. They must have put some money in the budget to send the chopper up. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, phenomenal. Sorry, that's a bit of a personal joke. But anyway, yeah, we will push on. Fantastic. A lot of people would be happy about that behind the scenes, to be honest. And yeah, there is David. Well, admitting himself, of course, last week, Australia, not one of his favourites. Not too sure how he goes here around Austria, but currently in P13. And, well, let's just see how everything is going here. We'll split up the detail, of course. Biggest gainer on track, of course. Johnny M4 up into P8, up 5 positions. Filth as well, up 5, in from 19th to 14th. Just creeping his way up, isn't he? As he finds his feet, does the good old Filth. Unfortunately, Harass, a bit of an unlucky one this week again in P19, down 5 spots. So there you go, folks. There's the tale of the story at the moment. There is the tyres for all you good people at home to see what everybody's running. I tell you what, Middies is doing a phenomenal job to hang on to sort of the back of Verk there. Verk sort of checked out a little bit. Excuse me, as we expected. Excuse me, as JC still hanging around with that around about that 3.5 to 4.5 tenth gap to Scotty, of course. And well, I dare say these boys are all running very similar setups. As you can tell on the straight, there's no real gain, is there? Scotty's in no man's land. He's out of DRS. I dare say we're going to be on board for this, as I know it's not. JC thinks better of it. He thinks better of it, of course. He's going to live to fight another day. But there you go. There's the issue. You get the wash from the car, and it just does not work. And washes that front out, and well, there you go. You just saw the time loss. And let's just see, under braking, of course, very, very difficult to go. Oh, who was that? Who was that? We'll just bring that up. That was, oh, dearie me, that was Salmons. I'm not too sure if that was Salmons or not. I do not know. But there you go, one of the Coca-Cola boys. I dare say it might have been Salmons. I'm not too sure. I've got to put some actions in people's words, or whatever it is. That's, well, there you go, Harass. I didn't even know you had left, Harass. I did not even know you had left, my friend. Did not see that. As what's going on here? Bender leaving the session as well. I saw that one. I'll get you another. Everyone should have multiple invites. I did spam them just in case. Just in case, folks. We'll just get another one. See Harass join as well. So we'll apologise, folks. But yeah, the cross-play lobbies, you can't bulk invite, and it's a pain in the butt, really. There you go, Fury in the pit lane. He's had enough of these mediums, of course, getting rid of them. And Fury loves a good strat. He loves a good strat as he finds it fun. I know what he likes. And let's just see what happens, how this one plays out. Fury knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. As we're having a look here at Filthy. What's going on here, of course? Yes, that is just the pit lane kerfuffle happening there. Salmons and Nat Hammer swapping positions. Maybe team orders, not too sure. But Salmons, well, there you go. Great inside line. But look at that drive that Nat just gets. And well, we just go straight past JC like that. Holy moly. Up into P5, what a move from Nat Hammer. I'll tell you what, put the skates on, away he went, and now he's going to hunt down Scotty. And of course, Nat on hard compound, of course. We just did see Fury go in the pit lane. So I dare say these medium runners are starting to feel the pinch a little bit. Compared to the hard runners, where they're just the hards to be in their sweet spot right about now. And I think the medium boys know it. Let's just have a look, because Middies is starting to close a little bit. Have a look at this. He certainly is. Look at that. So whether Verk is just biding his time in front, but yeah, certainly Middies is very much closing the gap there on Verk. We'll keep an eye on that, of course. Johnny M4 on the hard. And he's just going to hang on to the back of Salmons here, because these two are doing a phenomenal job. Johnny M4, another way, making his way through the field, of course. Another great job, and so far so good from the Johnny. Phenomenal step up from last time round is the Johnny M4, but look at this, the DRS train. It is potent, isn't it? It's harmful. It just, oh, Johnny's going to be late on the brakes. Wowee! Oh, no. Salmons into the back of JC. And, well, that was very unfortunate. There you go, very late on the brakes. Missed the braking point. And that's what happens there, of course. Of course, it certainly does overshoot that one by miles and just can't stop the car. Unfortunately, JC finds himself after that down in P8. Johnny M4 up into P7, but Salmons there, he's got all sorts of damage. Bit of a nose change for him, of course, and that's not going to help his cause at all, of course. Yes, Johnny M4, where is he? Has he got damage? I don't think he does. I think he is going to progress, of course, move himself up into P6. I'm not too sure if Nat's got the damage either. Let's just have a look. No, I don't think he does. So there you go. So the top 5 so far so good. Let's just see. Salmons is hanging it out. He's going to hang it out, of course. And well, this should be candy from a baby from Johnny M4, of course. Salmons has got missing end plates. It's going to be difficult to turn that car. He did a really good job there, didn't he? And well, let's just see. Has he got both missing end plates? No, just the one on the right-hand side. So he'll be good around the right-hander, but he'll be shocking around the left. And well, there you go. There is the right-hander, and that is point proven. Look at that. But it'll be the left-hand corners where it will be. And well, Johnny M4 certainly does know this. He probably just tucks right in and thinks, you know what, just cool chance it's going to happen, but yeah, just you don't want to be going out like that, of course, and no damage. Don't want to be passing and causing damage to the car as well, of course. Pick the trap, pick the moment, and yeah, absolutely. Very fair. And tell you what, Salmon's doing a great job. There he is. Doing a great job though with missing end plate. Going around here in Austria, he's keeping Johnny M4 at bay. But I'm just going to have a look, just to have a bit of a sneaky peek at this telemetry, just to see if he is actually burning, and he certainly is burning, of course. Have a look at that, and he certainly is burning to keep in front, of course. He wants to be within that second. He's currently 2 seconds behind. Well, no, he's not. He's got that DRS, not on this lap, he doesn't. But where is he now? He's 1.3 seconds behind that hammer, of course, and well, there you go, DRS. He should get this job done. Salmon's doing a phenomenal job. This is unbelievable for the lad. Excuse me, as well, Johnny M4 overshot that corner, missed his braking point, and there you go. Very easy to do, as we did see a couple of boys do that before, and yeah, there you go. So Johnny M4 do that, be a bit greedy, trying to think you're going to beat him in the corner, and it just hurts you further down the track. And yeah, that's what happens. You lose track position, you lose time, of course, and object is A to B in the quickest you can possibly do. So Johnny M4, there he goes, falls outside of that DRS, and that's not what he wanted. And let's just see if you can creep that gap back, of course. Filthy Orange, have a look at this man. Currently in... Looks like he's still in the session. I'm sure it looked like he was ghosted there. Let's just... What was that? I'm sure. Trick of the sunlight. No, he's definitely still in the session, is the Orange man. P9, and fantastic job from 19th, up 10 spots. Who is that? Who is that? Is that Harass? Excuse me, folks. Hopefully it was him. It was Bender. It was Bender. You got invites, Bender. I'll get him some more. There you go. Jesus. I tell you what. Macca's is getting further and further away from the Bender, of course. There you go, mate. Hopefully that works. I'll send you another one. Why do I keep getting out of that menu? I should just spam you with them like what I should have done in the first place. But there you go, Bender. There's another one for you. So hopefully that gets you back in. Yeah, anyway, we'll push on because have a look at the gap at the top. There is Middies, there is Verk, the two reserves battling this one out, of course. Verk on the medium and Middies on the hard, and there you go. I reckon Verk's tyres, I'll tell you what, they're screaming, aren't they? A little bit in too much pain. Of course, that hard compound doing its thing, and just the purchase, of course, the longevity of that hard compound. And Verk will feel the benefit of that a little bit later on. These little lockups ain't going to help him one little bit. Let's just see how this one progresses. Mossa, excuse me, picks up a 3-second time at track limits warning. There you go, there in P7, doing a great job is the Moz. David up into P6 as Johnny M4, his teammate in P5 with a time penalty as well. Excuse me. We'll flick further down because Brad Tay and Housey, there they are there. And well, they've pretty much hung, oh, have a look at that. Have a look at that. Well, there's the Blue Dog, and he's slowly creeping up to the Brad Tay. B2, B1, and doing that thing. He's not working, your net's not working. Oh, it's the weather, blah, blah. Okay, cool. No problem at all, Bender. Unfortunate from you, mate. And, well, there you go. Bad luck. If you've got plenty of invites, just keep trying, mate. I'm not too sure. But if you can't get back in, you cannot get back in. Apologise, Bender. We'll see you next week if that is the case. If not, thank you very much for jumping in the commentary box. Not easy to do, of course, and very difficult on me by myself, of course. Usually have Chaz with me bouncing, and yes, of course, first, we've been out of the game for 12 months, and first solo in a while for me. As David goes in there and throws on that set of hards, excuse me, that set of mediums, and we'll just bring up these details, of course. Where are they there? David on the set of hard compound, excuse me, I was right in the first place. So Verky up into P1, and well, Middies, well, he's all over him, isn't he? Have a look at Verk, get the tail all happy. Vert loves running a very, very light aero car, of course. We did figure that one out last week, as this looks like it's inevitable. What's going on here? Is Vert going in the pit lane? He's going in the pit lane. They're following each other. They're following each other. I tell you what, this is a battle to the flag. This is going to the flag, because can Middies jump him? They don't want to be speeding in the pit lane, of course. Doing it nicely, these boys. Stay with Middies in the pit lane, of course, and there you go. Let's just see how this one progresses. There puts the mediums, there goes the hard. Vert in front still, of course, and Middies will tuck right in behind him. He's going to get the benefit of that medium, but the hard compound as this stint goes on, as we just seen with Middies, will benefit him later on. So he's got to make hay while the sun is shining, does Middies, and get that job done pretty quick and smart, I would dare say. Brad Tay starting to creep up on the back of Housey here, folks. Oh, he just dropped out of it, didn't he? And, well, Filthy Orange in that pit lane, of course, as we'll flick back up to, well, there he is there, Middies, Mozart, Middies, and he's got someone in between them, and that's not what he wanted. Mozart, I'm not too sure if he got past him there. What happened there? I did miss it. I do apologise, folks. But there you go, fantastic there from Moz up into P5. Middies in P6, and that's not what he would have wanted. Currently on the medium compound, of course, and there we go. Fury in P7, as well, a little bit out of kilter is the Fury, but he knows what he's doing. Finds himself in P7. He would not be happy with that track penalty, but we will not harp on that. As well, Brad Tay's he's creeping at 7/10, folks. It's 7/10. I can feel the heat. As well, Middies there 6/10 as well. So there's a couple of gaps to watch. As we'll flick up to 7s, because these two teammates. Well, I'll tell you what. The last few weeks, folks, if you've been watching us, it's been team after team after team doing their thing at the front. Last week was the Falcons. The week before that was the JD boys. And this week, well, I'll tell you what, doesn't it look like the Coca-Cola lads? Of course, yes, 15-lap old hards, but that's what you want to be doing. They're helping each other along. This is the Group 2 and Group 1 driver. And, well, Nat would be loving this, absolutely loving it. So would Salmons, I dare say. And a bit of clean air. Look after those tyres. Stretch that hard compound out a little bit longer. And I dare say they're probably hoping for, well, the gods to smile with a good old yellow, full course yellow. But, well, we can't ask for too much, can we? We can't ask for too much. As, well, Brad Tay, 6/10 down, creeping to Housey, of course. And, well, Housey, he loves the hard compound tyre, and I'm not too sure whether he's getting some heat into those tyres at the moment. Just seems to be struggling just a little bit, or has Brad Tay got some genuine speed? It might be Brad Tay's got some genuine speed here, folks, as, well, he's just taken to this game like a fish out of water. And, well, doing a phenomenal job is the Brad Tay as well. There you go. Middies with a 1:06.862. For the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, and well, there he is, only 4/10 behind Verk, and that's exactly where he wanted to be. Well, not really, he wanted to be in front of him, but well, so better than Mozza being in between them. That's not what he would have wanted, of course, and let's just see how long this will take him to creep right up, of course. He's going to purchase out of these slow corners, and just to purchase through the rubber onto the tarmac is what the medium will do compared to the hard, of course, in the early stages, no doubt. As we'll flick down to David, because David looks like he's shaping up Brad Tay here. Have a look at this. We've got a three-way battle between David, Brad Tay, and Housey, and this one's going to heat up, of course. Well, David on the fresher of the rubber, of course. Only a few laps, but, well, still all that matters. And, yeah, doing a great job is David up into P12, as, well, Brad Tay holding his own in P11. Let's just see if Bopton can catch up this field, of course. Bopton doing a great job. Took off TC, of course, and phenomenal job. He's 2 weeks in, I do believe, and doing a really, really good job is the Bop. As Striker, there he is there in P13, hanging on to the back of David. I tell you what, these boys have been following each other all Grand Prix. Let's quickly go up to the front, because there is a bit of a move, and there you go. Not too sure what happened there, but there is Salmons, and Salmons down into P5, so he lost, so many positions, as Nat Hammer is out of kilter as well. I'll tell you what, that is fresh versus old rubber, and well, I'll tell you what, Nat Hammer down, well down on P2. Currently now into P3, because there is Mozza going past him, and Middies wants to do the same thing. Just a little bit too far back is the Middies, and he has to think long-term here, of course, on the medium compound. I do know they can make it here, folks, but I tell you what, it is a very, very tough ask to get that medium that long in the Grand Prix. But if anyone can do it, I dare say Middies can. Oh, I'll tell you what, that hammer a bit loosey-goosey. And there you go. Middies takes that position and up in a P3 for him. As we'll flick down to David. And David and Housey having a ring-a-ding-ding. And P11, P10 respectively. And Brad Tate just hovering in the background. He want to be careful too, because not careful. It's his teammate behind him. But of course, they have just got Bopton behind them, of course. 4.7 seconds behind that. This is a great midfield battle here between Housey, David, Brad Tate, striker, of course, and we'll move further afield in the top 5. Just very, very close together. But let's just keep an eye on this man here. Mr. Fury doing his thing, isn't he? P6 at the moment. And yeah, he will be kicking himself with that little black and white flag next to his name at the moment. But he will do his thing, of course, as only Fury can do. Was formerly known with, well, his former... Excuse me, folks, his former name gave away what he was doing out on track. But yeah, absolutely loves a good strat, does the Fury. And I'm sure he's picking up what I'm laying down. And yeah, fantastic from him, as always. And we'll warm to the occasion. I've got to defend the boys, of course. A lot of these guys did lay off the racing. I'm going to touch on that and keep on touching on that. Because it is getting better and better, of course, and absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it is very, very difficult to just go whack, let's go straight back at it. But no, these guys, just no pressure, of course. Let's just ease back into it, and it'll all come back to us. Like riding a bike, folks. And when you spend a bit of time out of the game, of course, F1 is that type of game where you take a bit of time off. It does take a little bit of time to get it back. Once you get it back, it's all good. But of course, yes, these boys will do that. Doing that as we speak. We'll flick further down. Of course, the gap still staying the same. Oh, excuse me, I just missed that. Well, how dare I do apologise. And that is Middies going around Mozza. Excuse me. And, well, these guys are at the top 3, all reserves. All reserves, of course. Missing Tactical Genius, of course. Missing Hiker, excuse me, Nick as well. And, well, these boys, these reserves have filled the void. Thank you very much, reserve boys. Absolutely stellar job from you guys. Fantastic out on track as we flick it down to Salmons. Currently in P6 at the moment. Fury in P5. There you go. So Fury creeping up again, isn't he? He's like right behind Nat Hammer. And Nat Hammer will know this. And look at the tyre difference. Have a look at that. So Fury's working this one out brilliantly. Of course, Nat Hammer yet to stop, of course. Salmon's yet to stop. So playing the long game. Let's just see when they are going to throw this one in the pit lane. Nat decides to go again. Salmons decides to go again. So I'll tell you what, they're going within 15 laps of this one. So far, so good. These hard compounds are hanging on. I'll tell you what, they're losing so much time though. Fury's got so much speed, and I'll tell you what, they might think it's track position, but it's going to hurt. The guys behind are catching, and they are catching quickly. And yeah, come out of that pit stop when everyone else has stopped. It's just going to drop you further back. So probably best to get that job done. Not fight your fight at all. Fury's overcooked it. Unfortunate, and there you go. Nat was not going to fight him on that one, and there you go. Salmons, he says, oh, if you're not going to take it, I'll take you, and there you go. His Salmons got it, he certainly has. Up in a P5 from the man. Fury in P6, he's going to hang it around the outside. He should get this done. He's got the fresher rubber, and absolutely he certainly does. And, well, flick it down to Scotty, because Scotty's just sitting back, and he's going, holy shit, what's going on here, boys? I'm trying to pick my way through, and I can't work my way through that. Absolutely brilliant battling, and, well, a bit of patience as you were here, folks. As, well, the top 3 have just petered out a little bit, just sort of gapping themselves that 1.5 to 2 second range, aren't they? As Fury, there he is there, absolutely. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, this would be great. This would be a great old battle. These boys would be loving this. And, well, Nat Hammer, he'd be wanting to save that battery, of course. It looks like he's done that. He certainly has done that. And kept the battery to defend, of course, when you don't have the DRS. But it is futile. He's on 21 lap old hards. And, well, Fury just lined him up. He's lined him up. He certainly is lining him up. Stay on board with this one. As Fury tries to step out, there you go. A bit later on the brakes, fresher rubber. You should take the apex, put that power down better, and there you go. Absolutely job done. Stay to the inside, of course, because that becomes the inside for turn 3. And it's easier to make that move, even if you were sort of level pegging coming out of that one. But no. Fury got that done well and truly good and proper. And guess what? There you go. They must have heard me. They certainly did. They must have heard me because, well, there you go. I did touch on that the Coca-Cola boys working brilliantly as a team, but all of a sudden, the Jack Daniels boys, they've just said, no, thank you, you're not taking our title. And, of course, Fury leading the punch. Absolutely brilliant from the JD boys. As we'll flick down to JC because he's trying to make his way back, of course. And that bit of a mishap that happened out of turn 3, no fault of his own, of course. It is all over the gearbox of Salmons. And it looks like he's going to get this job done. Salmons not even putting up a fight for that one, of course. Salmons in the same boat as Nat. As you can see the time they are losing, of course, and JC should get this job done very, very quickly against Nat as well. So should be up into P6, and he should see that checkered flag on no set of tyres as well. Mitty's sort of dropping off a little bit, as we did expect, of course, but doing a great job to hang out in front of Moz. And hang on a minute, folks. I am seeing drops from the sky. It is raining. No way, I didn't know it was raining. It is certainly raining, folks. And how many laps to go? How many laps to go? So I'll tell you what, they're going to have to put on, I reckon they're going to have to put on the inters. 13 laps to go. And she's starting to drizzle. And absolutely, we're going to see who's got it in the wet and who hasn't. And fantastic, what a move from JC. And that is just the benefit of the fresh rubber. Nevertheless, great move on the inside of Nat Hammer, who throws himself down into P7, of course. There's Scotty and Fury, well, there you go, doing their thing. Too early to call it at the moment, of course. Way too early. And it's only just started drizzling, of course. Should take a couple of laps, I dare say, but we'll see how it progresses, of course. And someone is blinking. Someone has blinked, and that is Salmons. Salmon has blinked. He's the first one to jump in the pit lane. So if this is going to pay off, it's going to pay off big. And let's just see. There he is. He's got the set of inters. New front wing. A bit of probably a wing adjustment as well. A bit more downforce. And let's just see how this one pans out. Scotty, there you go. No. That's not what he wants. A 3-second time penalty for Scotty. The track is getting wet. It is getting wet. They're slipping. They're slipping and sliding all over the joint. And let's just see. Look at that. Now Fury's got a bit of grip. Scotty's got a bit of grip. Oh, no, they do not. Not on power. It is time. It is time for inters, folks. I'll tell you what, Salmons has red a blinder. He's absolutely red a blinder. Come on, Salmons. He's got absolutely red a blinder as Blue Dog exceeding track. Oh, that is speeding in the pit lane, I dare say. And there you go. Unfortunate from the Blue Dog as the track gets slipperier and slipperier. Let's just keep an eye on Salmons, because as the rest of them are all going to pit, let's just see how this one pans out. He's in sector 2. Look up the top to see what's going on. These boys staying out. They're staying out. They are staying out, folks. Oh, dearie me. As JC stays out. Who is that in front of him? Johnny M4. Wow, was it Johnny M4? No, it was not. It was David. What the hell happened there? Not too sure. That was really weird on my screen. I do apologise, folks. As Brad Tate in the... Oh, there you go. Not pitting. His teammates pitting. Housey, there he is there in the pit lane. Putting on a set of inters. There's all the action, folks. Tell you what, the guys up front have played a massive Hail Mary. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's just keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on it, because there is Burke. And he's doing all right. I tell you what, he's still got some purchase, but yeah, let's have a look. Let's just see what's going on for the rest of them, of course. And yeah, that's very tiptoey-ish. It's very tiptoey-ish. Burke is continuing. Burke is staying out. Burke is staying out. Mitty's in. Mozart looks like he's staying out. Yes, he certainly is. And let's just keep an eye on to see what's going on behind him, of course. As who is that? He's going to be harassed out of the Grand Prix. And that is just his AI ghosting out of the way of everybody, I dare say, and going in the pit lane. So very good. As Fury continues as well. And I tell you what, very slippery on the back end. And, well, these boys are chancing their arm big time here, folks. Big time, I think, as let's just see how much time they are gapping. Let's have a look. Of course, we've got to look at Nat Hammer and Bopton. It's a bit of a misrepresentation, but it is still, it's not quite, well, it's quite, yeah, it's actually, yeah, probably, yeah. It is time. It certainly is time now. And I wonder if, excuse me, I wonder if Jono J07. See, the first one to blink. I do apologise, Jono. Where am I? Are you in the... I'm not too sure if Jono's in the lobby. Is Jono in the lobby? Doesn't look like he's in the lobby. Let's have a look. Definitely ghosting there, and it shouldn't have been ghosting like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure. But there you go. Mozza with 3-second time penalty as we'll flick back up to the top as Mitty's... There he is there on a fresh set of medium. So he's got a medium. There you go, folks. So it's definitely not ready. So, well... unless it's a mistake, I'm not too sure, but it looks like he's got grip. It certainly does look... Oh, there you go. Hang on a minute. Because Fury in the pit lane, so He's got some grip, does Middies. Not too sure what is happening out there. If that was a mark error or not too sure. But yeah, he's gone the set of the mediums. Let's just have a look to see the Fury. I do say they are. They certainly are. So I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe Middies thinks he can get the job done. There is 9 laps remaining here, folks. 9 laps remaining as we have a look at the top 3. Excuse me, Vert 12 seconds ahead of Mozart. Fantastic from the Vert. Look how much he's struggling. The top 3 are just absolutely sending it. Haven't really lost that much time, surprisingly, which is kind of confusing. Middy's put a set of the mediums as well on, and I'll tell you what, they're very, very talented. It's not. Look at it. Look at it. It's been raining for 3-4 laps, and I don't know what's going on. But should it be doing that? I'm not too sure, folks. All I know is when the rain falls from the sky, the track gets wetter. And what does it seem to be getting wetter? But anyway, we push on. Same old tricks as we push on. Brad Tay, P13, striker in P12, and has been... Well, there you go, Brad Tay right behind him. There he is there, of course. Hello there, House. 1 second ahead, of course, and well, he's just hanging on to the back of David and your guy JC. A bit of unfortunate from JC. Like I said before, no fault of his own. Finds himself out of kilter in P9, but still will bring home a great set of points for his team. And there you go, Scotty has decided it is time. It is time, but Middies and Verk have stayed out. So, well, there you go. Look, Mozart, look at the time. Let's just keep an eye on Mozart. Try to catch Middies here and just have a look to see how much this time it will drop, of course. Currently 7.3 seconds, and as we do see Fury and Scotty, there they are, they're working as a team, as always, doing a fantastic job. So yeah, I dare say it's coming down, but not as quickly as what he would like. Whereabouts is he, of course? Yes, there he is there in Sector 2, and going through turn 4 right about now, and that is the sign that they've all been looking for. The DRS disabled, and it is most certainly time for this, for out there on the medium. Let's just see, he's got to put it, look at that. There's no way they can put the power down, but he is 22 seconds ahead, and no, he's got to put it in the pit lane. No, he's not. He chances his arm here for this. That's it. He chances his arm here, folks. He's going for broke. He is going for broke. There you go. He's going to say, well, look, there is the leader. There is Verk. And, well, no, it's not going to pay off for him. It's not going to pay off for him. It's certainly not. Jesus. He's doing very well to hang on to that as we'll flick down to Nat Hammer, of course. Currently, it's 9/10, just near that second marker. Johnny M4 picks up another penalty. We'll have a look at these penalties for everybody at home. And there they are there. Wow, three to the top 2. 9 seconds for Mozza, 3 seconds for Fury, 3 for Scotty, 9 for Johnny M4, 3 for Salmons, of course. Jono J07, there is 6 seconds for him. 3 for Bender and Blue Dog, unfortunate, 16. And yeah, one of them is a 10 second or so, unfortunate for Blue Dog. The biggest gainer on the track at the moment is Johnny M4, up 7 positions. And, well, the equal tie, biggest loser, I want to call him the biggest loser. We'll say it anyway. Unfortunately, Salmon's down 5, Harass down 5 as well. So, unfortunate for those boys. Very unlucky yet again, of course. And another day, but still in great spots. Salmon's currently in P8, and well, JC behind him, of course. So Salmon's going to jump in if it was to finish like this. David right behind JC as well, of course. Falcons are doing a beautiful job. Of course, last week in the Grand Prix was the pick of the bunch, of course, jumping a few spots to claim so far the lead of the Constructors title. But very early doors, only round 3 at this very point in time, and let's just have a look. No DRS, of course. It is wet. It is finally, there you go. It is finally time for the Inters, of course. Touched on a lap or so ago. As we flick down to How's he sort of having a look at what's going on in front of him. As he sees David and JC sort of working together, and he's just out of that DRS zone. Not much he can do about it. He's probably more keeping his eyes on the guys behind and trying to keep, well, that gap, of course. Doesn't want Striker anywhere near him. As Nat Hammer's very, very close to Johnny M4 this time round, of course. But yes, through turn 3, he does creep right back up. But he's about... Is that ghosting? That is Bender's car. That is Bender's car. So just ignore that one. It is confusing when that happens, of course. Yes, but Nat Hammer doing a great job in P6. Johnny M4 up there in P5. Another great drive from him. As JC and Salmons battling out again, and JC up into P8. Great move from the JC got the job done, and now he can focus on, Middies, who is further, further 3 seconds in the field. Of course, he does have that time penalty, and JC is very, very much clean, of course, and he's just trying to close that gap and see if he can do it within 5 laps, of course. And well, Nat Hammer just drifting out a little bit, still within that. Well, it's irrelevant anyway. No DRS, as I did say before, but 0.8 of a second. And let's just see how good Johnny is under the power, of course. And is he ghosting? Is he ghosting? He certainly is ghosting. I don't know what's going on with this game. What the hell is going on with this game? It's crazy to understand what's going on. Like when they go, in previous times when they ghosted, it was usually they were out of the session. It's very hard to tell. Apologise, folks. Absolutely needed a drink of water, of course. Running solo this week, and well, breaking myself in nicely, I dare say. As we'll flip further down the field, of course. As well, that is Filthy Orange. Great job from him so far, so good. Just get it to the checkered flag, Filth. Doing a great job. Up 4 positions so far, and awesome race to get some continuity back, of course. Nat Hammer, well, he's closed the gap by a 10th, hasn't he? 0.7 of a second now to Johnny M4, but very much as you were, I dare say, and it's pretty much as you were, I think, to the flag, unless, well, the Bopton can pull off a great move around around Brad Tay, of course, P13 and 14th respectively, as Bopton finds his feet with an OTC. Doing a great job in the wet bop. Keep it up, mate, keep it up, as we'll flick up to Nat Hammer. It's now 4 tenths out, but look at this. Australian 4 must have got a bit of wheel spin coming out of turn 3, and, turn 1, and yeah, there you go. Bit of and the gap closed right up. So, well, there you go. Johnny M4, 0.3 of a second. Just flick it down to David, of course. He's starting to creep up on the back of Salmons, of course, knowing that Salmons has a time penalty. As Orange and Bopton, there he goes there. What's going on? Yellow flags in Sector 2. We are green again. But not too sure what happened there. Bopton in 15th, Orange in 14th, and Brad Tay, there he is there, of course. And kind of all by his lonesome, same with Striker. Bit of a lonely race for these boys as we flick further in the field, because this is the closest gap, I dare say. Bit of a lonely race for the guys up front, of course. The gaps have blown well out, and well, to be expected. A bit of a mixed bag with this one, of course, as Nat Hammer still 0.7 of a second, but let's have a look at what's going on with the fastest laps of this Grand Prix. Yes, it has been a bit of a mixed bag with the weather, of course, but so far this Grand Prix, the fastest lap at the moment is held by Middies with a 1 minute 6.862. And that was done very early doors in the Grand Prix, of course, and I don't think anyone's going to beat that now, of course. The rain is falling, they are on inters, and it is over for the fastest lap, so he's going to take that one out, of course. Nat Hammer, there he is there. Well, what's going on there? That is Harass's AI, and getting in the way of, Nat and Johnny. So, yeah, well, as the coaching battle, I think it is, and very tail happy from the boys. I think that is distracting them big time. He's just got to focus on the job at hand, take a deep breath, and get through it nice and unscathed. Of course, they've only got 2 more laps remaining as this one petered around, of course. But great job from Burke, as always. Very much by his lonesome yet again, and becoming very much a habit from the man. Fury, well, told you, he loves a bit of a strat, and he finds himself up in a P3. And have a look at his teammate behind him, Scotty. Just skipped over the man again, and I do apologise, dearie me. Mozza, there he is there in P2, and doing a great job on debut, if I do may say so myself. Those 2 reserve boys are stunning up front, and same with Middies on debut as well. But those Jack Daniels, yet again, nose to stern. Johnny M4, well, he had JC with him there for the bulk of it, and then there was a bit of an incident on track event, and yeah, I dare say we're going to hear a little bit more about that one a little bit later on, as Johnny M4 and Nat Hammer will do battle. We have another follow-up. Benjamin Cam. I always say that wrong. I always say that wrong. He knows I say it wrong. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much for your follow. Welcome to the stream. And there you go. You know who we are. You know where we're at. And yeah, struggling with this one. First one solo in a very long time. But we got through it in the end, of course. Lap 35 of 36 here, folks. As we'll flick back up to the top. He hasn't had much airtime. we know he likes a bit of airtime, does the Verkster. And well, there you go. Leading the field yet again. Mozza, P2, those two reserve boys, as I touched on, again, very, very good. JD's very good, but I think the Falcon lads so far with a P5, a P8, and a P10 looking very, very good for the team points, of course. Jono down in P18 will score points as well, as we'll flick further afield because Filthy Orange is starting to catch Brad Taylor. He's starting to catch Brad Taylor. And, well, Bobton creeping up as well. Have a look at this. And great job from the Bobton. So here we go, folks. Here we go. Matt Hammer still at 6 and 7/10 behind Johnny M4. He's just not going to get the job done. But look at him. He's a clean skin. That is clean. No penalties. No penalties for Nat. And he wants to keep it that way. He just wants to hang on to the back of Johnny M4. And let's just have a look at his penalties. Let's see how much he's actually going to jump. He's definitely going to jump Johnny. And well, that's all he's going to jump, unfortunately. So he will get to P5 in the end, of course. Yeah, there you go. So good job from that in the end. He'd be happy with that, I dare say. As well, we're on the final lap of the race. Up to the leader, and there he is there. All by his lonesome. Doing it in style is the Verk. And, well, he had 4 seasons in one day here, folks. Sun, wind, rain, and have a look at it. And finds himself a good chunk of time in front. 8 seconds to be exact. And Mozza, excuse me, 9 seconds ahead of Fury, of course. Doing a great job is the Moz. Fury, quite a strat from him, of course. Boxed early, out of position, and thought, you know what, I want clean air. That's what it's all about. Put these laps in. We'll keep an eye on the Verkster because he's got 2 more corners. Turn 9, turn 10 coming. And very, very good. As Jono JO7 picks up a time penalty, and that's not going to help his one. Well, he'll be the last one classified anyway. That won't really matter that much. But very good from you, Verk. Congratulations on a stunning drive. Awesome, awesome win from you, my man. As Mozza comes across the line in P2. Fantastic from him. Fury, P3. And another great drive. Let's just see with these time penalties. I'm not too sure. We did have a look at before, but I was only focusing on, of course, Nat being a clean skin. But there you go. Scotty will stay 3. Fury 3, Scotty 4. Johnny, this is where it's going to change, I dare say. Down to Johnny and Nat, and there it is there. Nat will jump Johnny into P5. Johnny in 4, P7 in the end. Middies will get him. Well, we want to come back from Middies. And phenomenal drive as JC up into P7. So, yeah, there you go. He's dropping like a stone, did Johnny M4. Down in P8 in the end. Those 3 Falcon boys, have a look at that. 7, 8, and 9, if you don't mind. Salmon's in P10 in the end. Hello there, Housey. P11. Striker, P12, of course. There is Brad Tay, and finding his feet. Loving it, Brad. Loving it, mate. Very good. The bop, awesome, awesome job. Filthy, brought it home. Well done, mate. As, well, there you go. That rounds out the one at Austria. And, yes. Verk dominance for ball fans. Yeah, mate, we'll have to do something. I'll have to handicap him, mate. Absolutely. But, no, he's doing a very good job. And, well, absolutely stunning from the Verkster. Just getting better and better as the years roll by, is Verk. And, well, I dare say this is the best I've ever seen him perform out on track. So just doing a great job. Very, very good. I guess I hear them. There you go, as the drivers spray the champagne. And we'll go on a brief pause. Now, we'll go through the time screens first, and then we'll get the drivers in for an interview. Side the driver of the day, of course. Get them in for an interview, hopefully. And yes, we'll work it out. So there you go. The fastest lap was done by Middies on debut with a 1:06.862. As it really starts thumping down now. There you go. Verk wins this one. 14 seconds, if you don't mind. Fury 8 seconds behind that. And Scotty right behind him, of course, as we did touch on. We'll flick all the way down to the bottom. Just get these timings all right before the stewards get at it, of course. But yes, there you go there. So we'll flick back up to... we'll get our drivers in for a driver interview if they want to. and have a go at getting the driver of the day. Be with us, folks. Back with you in a moment. All right, folks, we've got our drivers in for interviews. And, of course, a great Grand Prix, of course. Bit of a ball for the top 3 or 4 or so. Eventful, nevertheless. But we'll start off with our third place man. And we all did, well, I had a bit of a chuckle. I mentioned it in the stream, of course. The predecessor name, I did say, would have given it away, of course. Loves a good strat, this man. Mr. Fury, talk us through that one. Undercut galore. Made it work. Well done.
Yeah, well, I was just, botched my last lap in qualifying, so started a little bit further down. I think I would have gained maybe 2 or 3 places if I didn't invalidate my last run. And then, I don't know whether it was the setup was wrong or what it was. I just don't know. No grip, no pace on the medium. Was just completely struggling. I'd lost DRS to Sam in front of me. I think I'd lost like 2 places by this point. I dropped behind Johnny M4 and I could kind of see him getting away. And it was just like, okay, what do I do? The rain's 10 to 15 minutes away. All right, we'll throw it in the box and throw a set of hards on it. Just lapping around on my own, had some clean air, and it was really nice. The car started to feel a bit better with a bit of a front wing adjustment, and things started to come together. And I watched passing everyone in the pit lane. Like, okay, cool, we're back on for a bit of a race here, and then it's going to come up, and unfortunately we cut out in our commentary in our voice chat together. So unfortunately, from lap 8, I lost my teammate. So we were pretty silent, so I tried to let him through as quickly as I could without holding up. I then ripped puncture to get all the way to the inter period, got on the inters, did it before Scotty, so then jumped him again and got him back, and just kind of ran out. We did the exact same thing we did in Bahrain pretty much. Once he come back out, was pretty much run line astern on our own and doing our own thing. So
doing the JD thing,
fun
mate.
race.
Doing the JD thing.
Yeah, it's just the JD thing. It was good. It's good to be back. Like a week off last week, had some fun, and back on the podium again, which is awesome. I was never catching the I think I battled Mozza for all of about 30 seconds of the minute 10 lap around here.
He was Fury, your mic
anyway, and then Ed Verk was massive.
Your mic is shocking. Well, I think we got through most of that. That last little bit was terribly bad. I completely missed what you said there. But yeah, the last 5 seconds. But it was very crackly.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
All right, cool. It should be a bit better now. And hats off to that much better pace at the end of the race, and well, all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
mate.
my mic's gone.
Yeah,
so,
it's very bad.
It does the thing, but yeah, shout out to Verk, shout out to Mozza. They did really well. Best of the rest, I'll take it behind the reserves. So
Yeah, fantastic.
That's the goal. Back in for a little bit now, and GG's to Scotty. He's just proven why he's
man. Yeah.
running at the top of the championship.
Yep, certainly is, and well, still early doors, and definitely maybe in the wrong group. We'll just have a look at the next couple of Grand Prix. It's still very early doors to change things up, but just keep an eye on that one. Doing a phenomenal job is the Scotty. But nevertheless, Fury, P3, mate, fantastic job from you. Congratulations.
Cheers, mate. We'll take it at I didn't think I'd be strong, so
yeah, mate, absolutely.
we're on with that.
That's it. Now you like to be the you like to be the hunter, mate. So now you got to chase that pack back up again, and see how you go. Of course, I pick you to be there and thereabouts towards the end, if not taking that top spot in the constructors title, mate.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like we gotta do some catching up. We haven't had a full team every week. Unfortunately, from out of 4 drivers, we've had one away every week, and it's been a different one of us. So it'd be good to have 4 cars on the grid eventually. But, we'll see.
Shout out to the Pink Panther boys as well. They're in the same boat as well there, mate. But very early doors, and long way to go. But congratulations again, Fury.
Absolutely.
P3, great drive, awesome strat, made it work, and got the chocolates, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
As we'll move to our second place man. This bloke on debut here, folks. Of course, yes, I speak of none other than the reserve driver, Mozza. And, there was a couple of argy-bargy moments there. I'm not too sure what was going on at one point. We're not going to touch on that too much. P2 in the end. Fantastic drive there, mate. Talk us through it.
Oh, honestly, I was not expecting that, but I saw, especially with my 9 seconds worth of time penalties, I was not expecting that. I thought Fury and Scotty would catch me. They did at one point, and then they just kind of slipped off the table and weren't able to catch me again. I was never catching Verk, for that matter. Yeah. Verk was off in the distance like a rocket.
Yes.
I saw him come out the pits, and that was the only time.
Yep, I think there was a couple of drivers in the same sort of boat, just the class of the field at the moment, but we're not here to talk about him, mate. We're here to talk about you. And of course, yes, stunning qualifying on debut, of course, as we did touch on many times during that stream. And, it was very, very close. No discern between quite a number of yous throughout that Grand Prix, especially early doors when you were all on sort of a different type of go. Some of yous on the medium, a couple of yous on the hards, of course. And, you made it absolutely work. And it was great to see you pick your way through the bunch towards the end. And just didn't have quite enough, but had plenty full to keep the guys behind, mate. So that's a credit to yourself. So own it, mate. Own it, Mozza. That was a good drive, man.
Thank you, mate. Great commentating as always.
Yeah, cheers, man. Appreciate it, buddy. But yes, I'm my own worst critic, and it was a first solo in 12 months, but we will push on. It'll be good for me. Break myself back in the fold, of course. But we'll go to our first place, man. Thank you very much, Mozza, on debut. P2, fantastic drive from him. Thank you very much, mate. As we'll move to our first place, man. And wow, this guy's making it a bit of a habit, isn't he, folks? Bit of a habit is the Verkster. Gonna have to put some weights in his car or something about that because he's doing a stellar job. Congratulations, Verk. Pole position. Not the fastest lap of this one. That one goes to middies, but nevertheless, the race win indeed. Fantastic job. Class of the field yet again, mate. Talk us through it.
Not really much to say, to be honest.
Yeah, just doing my thing, week by week.
Yeah, I knew that. I mean, I haven't seen Midas race on this game yet, so
yeah,
I knew he would have been a tough challenge.
I do believe that was his first crack at it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was his first crack at it on this game tonight or for the last couple of days. He's been away for the first 2 rounds. I do know that much, and we are in round 3, and he reserved. So he hasn't had much time on the game. I do know that, and I do know he did have pace on the previous one. But nevertheless, don't worry about that, Berkey. Talk us through it, mate.
Well, it was just sort of trying to defend him off as much as I could, and because obviously I knew how quick he was on the previous game, so I wasn't counting him out on this game. Just just race, just go flat out into the
Yeah.
rain and see what happens. Really.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Phenomenal job. And, well, we thought you were, especially the guys, you were all hanging it out a little bit long. And, yeah, the DRS wasn't enabled, so you were all doing the right thing. Some guys went a bit early. And I thought a couple of them read an absolute blinder, but the track didn't really wet up too quickly, did it? Took a few laps to sort of get wet, and, well, you picked that a beauty, of course. But a couple of guys behind you did go a little bit early, and I think it hurt them towards the end of that race.
Yeah, I was just judging off my force feedback. Once it basically disappeared, I was like, yeah, it's definitely time to pit now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another great job, mate. Congratulations. Our race winner, everybody. Very well done.
Cheers, thank you, and big hats to the lobby. The boys are, unreal racing just from top to bottom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all about the cleanliness, man, and the continuity will come yet again, of course, as we did touch on, and got to defend the boys. Not many of them have been racing as much as anywhere near as much as what they used to a couple of games ago. And everyone is still finding their feet, and we are giving everyone, there is no pressure. They will find it, of course. It's like riding a bike. You never forget. But some take a little bit longer than others. Some had a longer time off than others, and there is no judgment. The boys still are good at what they do. Wheel-to-wheel racing, hard, clean, fair is what it's all about, and that is what they do. So, yeah, hats off to everybody out there, and very good from you, Verk, yet again, mate. P1, Verk, well done, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
There's, well, the driver of the day. Well, I tell you what, in those difficult conditions, it was one of the very few that had 0 penalties. And, well, it was just hovering there and thereabouts, well, towards the end of the race anyway. And, yeah, absolutely great job from the Nat Hammer. And, well, he was in the box last week as a bit of a driver perspective. He comes back in as driver of the day, got the head down, and towards the end, look how many spots. He jumped up a couple over that line of one position, I do believe. He jumped Johnny M4 in the end, and, well, fantastic job from you, Nat. Congratulations on a stellar drive, kept it clean, and, well, brought it home in the end. Fantastic, mate.
Well, I mean, track limits, I kept it clean. I did have a moment at turn 3 where I went for a move and I must have been too late on the brakes because I thought I was going to keep it alongside one car and ended up going alongside the third car in front. So, yeah, and pitting early onto those inters, more of a necessity because I had a puncture for a whole lap. I heard it pop at turn 1. That wasn't good.
Nope.
So the 2-stop was definitely quicker. A med would have been the best probably. But I thought I'd hang it out and see what happens. I thought the rain was going to come earlier and it didn't. So to get 5th is pretty lucky. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And, yeah, we did see that, well, that cluster that happened through turn 3 there. And it was very difficult to pick up where that all happened, but I dare say that'll all come out in the wash. But nevertheless, a great job from you to keep it through that difficult period of the race. And, yeah, keep your head down, keep it clean, and just bring it home in the end. And in the end, rewarded by jumping a position from not having any track penalties. So, great drive from you yet again, Nat. And we will see you next week at Spa.
Ooh, yay.
Of course, yes, that's where we are next, folks. It is a sprint and feature round. Of course, yes, one-shot quali, followed by the sprint race and the feature race then thereafter, of course. And, well, there you go. So that is us done. That was another great Grand Prix, of course, in difficult conditions from the boys, must be said, but fantastic by all. I'll tell you what, folks, we've loved bringing that one to you. But from us, for now, we are Southern Cross Racing.